This evening, we get ready for an Eastern Cincinnati Conference showdown as we hit the halfway point of the regular season. The Tigers of Loveland are coming off a win over the Kings Knights, hoping to climb the conference standings. Meanwhile, the hometown Lebanon Warriors cruised to a road win last week. Both teams are looking to pick up a win and climb the Eastern Conference standings. It's Friday Night Football on ICRC-TV. Kyle Evans thrilled to be alongside my broadcast partner this evening, Logan Dyer. We got an exciting game, partner, between these two Eastern Cincinnati schools. Let's start with Loveland's Colton Endicott. Last week had he's third in rushing in the ECC with 383 yards and 3 touchdowns. We'll dive into our keys to the game as the Tigers receive the opening kick, and they'll go to work first on offense. Tyler Robinson in at quarterback. He'll hand it off to his running back, and he will get absolutely swallowed up at the line of scrimmage.
And that's a tackle for almost a loss back there.
We'll jump back into our key plays. Quentin Wagner, he's tied for second in sacks with Winton Woods' Cameron Jackson. So as we get ready for this game tonight, kind of what your expectations. Loveland's coming off a big win last week. They beat the Kings Knights, and Lebanon pounded Little Miami. So your thoughts on tonight's game?
Should be a great game between two great schools. Definitely going to watch for Quentin Waggers as he's going up to try to be the leading sacker with competing with Winton Woods, Cameron Jackson.
Julius Vorbroker in on was the intended target, and the Lebanon defense absolutely swallowed him up at the line of scrimmage. So that'll be something to keep in mind tonight, or I should say something that will be interesting is seeing how aggressive both these defenses play. Loveland wearing the white uniforms. Roberts drops back to pass, fires over the middle, has a man caught, and he's still on his feet. He's at the 30, and he is going to take it all the way to the house for the touchdown. So the Loveland Tigers score first, and number 19, Braden McCaleb, he's a senior. He breaks it all the way to the end zone, and Loveland strikes first about a minute and a half in.
Great way to set the tone for this game. You got to start early, score, and keep the foot on the gas.
This is a Loveland Tigers team that's riding the momentum. Take a look at it, just wide open right over the middle. No Lebanon Warriors there to catch them.
So quarterback is going. He's gone 1 for 2 so far. He did miss that pass over the middle, but connected on that drive there for the touchdown.
Ben Hicks on for the first extra point of the night. Snap is good. Kick is on the way. And Hicks is 12 out of 13 on extra points in 2023. And the Loveland Tigers have taken an early 7-0 advantage on the road, which is something I think their head coach, Andy Cruz, is looking for. We just talked about it, how they won last week. They beat Kings last week, which is a very talented team. Kings, Milford, and Winton Woods, kind of the top 3 tiers of the Eastern Cincinnati Conference.
Yeah, Milford is definitely, number 1 team in the conference right now, and Kings is actually 4th, right there with Anderson at 2-1 in the conference, and they are 3-1 overall. So, a really good statement win last week for Loveland, and we'll see what happens tonight here against Lebanon.
So the Warriors will get their first crack on offense. Tigers come into tonight 1-3 overall, 1-2 in the Eastern Cincinnati Conference. Lebanon Warriors come in with the identical record of 1-2 in the conference, but overall the Warriors are 2-2.
Something to look for there. Loveland's trying to get a statement win right here. Another statement win, back-to-back weeks. Wouldn't that be something?
Throw out a trivia question later at you, which you know that I always love to do. We'll
of course
throw that your way. We'll say midway in the second quarter. Gorgeous facilities here at Lebanon High School. Gorgeous weather.
A lot of people here.
72 degrees tonight at kickoff. We were talking off air how it's starting to feel like fall, and as you just mentioned, yes, it is a packed crowd, at least on the home side.
On the home side, yeah.
Decent turnout for the Lebanon Warriors. It is homecoming night.
a decent turnout for Loveland. They got a little drive, but they still came up and supported their team. They got a really monstrous student section over there.
So Loveland will get the football. Ben Hicks will kick it, and we will have our first flag of the night. I believe
it's an early start. They're backing them up.
So a kicking violation on the Tigers will back Loveland up to the 20-yard line instead of kicking off from the 25. First laundry of the night. I was actually talking to the refs pregame, and they were joking with me. I was parking, and they were like, they were just kind of teasing me. But I told them, I said, I'm announcing the game. Then I said, don't worry. I said, I won't say anything that my mom wouldn't want me to say on public access television.
That's right.
All right, so Ben Hicks will get set to kick it away. Back deep for the Warriors, Kyle Koch. This one's taken to the 40. He breaks a tackle. He has space, and he's finally run out of bounds. A huge hard hit. And here comes the second flag of the night. Actually, I don't think they threw one. I think the fans wanted a penalty marker. I don't see one on the field. That was a very hard hit out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a very hard hit. It was a late hit out of bounds. That's what the fans were wanting, that the late hit violation, or flag rather. And that was a tough hit. Actually, they did throw a flag on the field.
So they did call a personal foul late hit on the defense. So that'll be 15 free yards.
And now they are both teams tied for a flag right here. So, that's something you don't want to do on your first drive, on your first defensive drive rather, for Loveland. You don't want to give them free yards.
So 1st and 10 for Luke Failer in at quarterback for the Lebanon Warriors. He's going to hand it off to number 10, Alex Klein. Klein muscling his way inside the 15-yard line. Alex Klein, by the way, had 3 touchdowns last week against Little Miami, 111 yards. So watch out for number 10 in Violet tonight.
Yeah, we were talking about him pregame, and it's astonishing how 112 yards and 3 touchdowns, that gets you talked about on broadcasts like these, You get noticed.
Warriors scrunch the line of scrimmage, man in motion. They go back to the ground game. Klein has it. Klein bouncing off Loveland tacklers inside the 10.
Now, Klein was almost sacked for a loss, or brought down for a loss, rather. He evaded the defender and got through and was able to pick up a couple yardage there.
Warriors looking over to their coach, to their sideline for the play call. Klein in the backfield. They're going to hand it off to him, and he's going to get wrapped up at about the 10-yard line. Tackle made on the play by number 27. That was Will Stewart, who gobbled him up. So the Loveland defense really trying to lock down right here, try to hold the Warriors to potentially just a field goal here in the early going. Just about 3 minutes played here in our opening quarter. Glad you're along for Week 5 action here on ICRC-TV. Kyle Evans alongside Logan Dyer, Will Matthews, our producer and director in the truck.
This will bring up 3rd down. 3rd and about.
3rd and 6
3rd
to be
and 6.
exact. Fowler throws, catch made, spins, and muscling his way to the goal line, but does not get in. Clock continues to roll. We'll see where they spot this. Actually, they were able to pick up the 1st down, so it's 1st and goal for the Lebanon Warriors. And partner, we might see a shootout tonight.
That'd be fine with me.
Lebanon Warriors scored.
If both teams can score, that would be, Loveland scored first. Lebanon's right on their tail.
Tigers scored 31 last week over the Kings Knights. Lebanon scored 45 over the Panthers of Little Miami. First and goal. Klein has it. Klein muscling his way down to the goal line. No signal yet. Touchdown. So Alex Klein has his 4th touchdown of the season, and Lebanon's tied this game up with an extra point away coming.
Klein just muscles his way in.
Student section getting a little rowdy over there.
The student section, I can see them to my left there. They packed it in. Lebanon brought in their big student section.
Carson Forte on for the extra point. And it is good. So with 7:58 left to play in our opening quarter, Lebanon and Loveland, they're all level at 7 apiece.
Didn't take long for these two teams to score. I expect a high-scoring game tonight.
Interesting, last year these two teams played, Logan. Loveland beat Lebanon only by a point, 14-13. So the Warriors looking for some revenge. Lebanon did make the postseason last year, lost in the opening round to Lakota West. So a little bit of revenge on the line tonight, especially since it's homecoming.
Of course. Always want to come out and get a win on homecoming, and if you lose on homecoming, it kind of stings a little bit,
Carson Forte will get set to kick it away. Back deep for the Tigers, Jewel Volbroker, along with his brother, Julia Volbroker as well. This one taken at the 5. Tigers, good punt return, and he spun out of bounds. That was Quentin Wagner, the senior, who dragged him out of bounds. So the Tigers will start 1st and 10, we'll say around the 26-yard line or so.
Good return, so get some yards there for the return. Looks like they're going to spot it around the 30.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Lebanon Warriors. Continuing to talk about last year, they were 4-6 overall. They come into this evening 2 up, 2 down. Tyler Roberts in at quarterback. Has his tight end and his running back right there. Roberts is going to keep it himself, and Roberts gets thrown to the ground. That was number 36, Charles Smith, who swallowed him up. We've already mentioned this tonight, Logan, but this Lebanon defense is really, really stout and hard to run through.
They are hard to run through. You really, honestly, got to try to go for the air on this one, because you've tried 2 rushes so far, and neither of which have you got through. So, I honestly think the air is the way to go for Loveland.
Roberts going to hand it off to his running back, and he's going to muscle his way to the 40-yard line, very close. Actually, just over the 35, excuse me. Going to bring up 3rd down and 3 for the visiting Tigers of Loveland.
Got to capitalize here. If you don't capitalize here, you got to punt it away, and then you give Lebanon a chance to take the lead early in this game. You got to keep the foot on the gas.
Roberts going to hand it off to his running back, and he's going nowhere. Swallowed up, this time at the line of scrimmage by number 54 on the play. That was Evan Black, another senior, and it's going to bring up 4th down and 3. And Andy Cruz, the head coach of the Tigers, will bring on the punt unit.
And sends out your first turnover for Loveland there. And it's really tough that you turn over the ball, on your second drive after you scored on your first drive. You only took 2 or 3 plays on your first drive, right? So it's kind of tough when you turn the ball over on your second drive. But all they got to do is get back on get back out on the field, have the defense come in, focus up, and get back out there and make another run.
Warriors are going to burn so they were trying to reset the play clock, so it's not a timeout. So each team will keep their 3 timeouts in their back pocket.
That's where I thought they were taking a timeout there. So.
Sawyer Muchmore in to punt it away for Loveland. High end over and kick, and it bounces. Did it touch a Lebanon Warrior first? Loveland's going to dive on it, and they're going to have the football. We'll see what the officials say. It's Loveland ball.
That ball did touch him. He tried to catch it. He missed it.
We'll have to check it out on our replay. Take a look right here. Here's the punt. Calls for the fair catch. And I believe it touched his hands.
Touched his hands on the way down. He called for the fair catch, got down to catch it, and right as it got to his hands, it touched his hand and touched the ground.
The officials are going to overturn it, so they get together and they say that it never touched his hands. Andy Cruz is probably very electric on that Loveland sideline, excuse me.
Yeah, he's irate over there.
There's a nice close-up shot of the Lebanon Warriors in their huddle. So it is going to be Warriors football. And this just adds to the drama of Week 5, partner. Close game, intensity. I mean, these two teams are hungry to make the postseason. We're still 6 weeks away, counting tonight.
There's definitely still time. Milford's number 1 in the conference, but you can still catch Milford. That's not a problem.
So the Warriors will go to work on offense from the 37-yard line.
Looks like they're calling an unsportsmanlike conduct on the Loveland sideline, I believe.
We'll get the call from our white cap. So Loveland's second unsportsmanlike penalty this evening. And that will move the ball from the 37-yard line to about close to midfield. So it'll move the ball into Loveland territory. So 1st and 10 from the 38. So Lebanon basically just catches a break after a potential missed.
That'd be the 48.
Potential missed fumble on the punt. Now the Warriors will go to work. First time they're going to throw it in the air. Catch made and tries to avoid a couple of tackles. That was number 3, Kyle Kosh.
Senior.
Able to make the catch and pick up about 5 yards on that play. Clock continues to wind as we dip under 5 minutes to play in our opening quarter. Fowler hands it off to Klein. Klein avoiding tackles and finally wrapped up at the very last minute by number 1, Julius Vorbroker, was able to get in on the tackle and break it up, but not before Lebanon is able to pick up another first down.
And a very quick offense here. They're going to go ahead and snap the ball.
Klein trying to avoid a tackle, but guess who? Vorbroker again just grabbed his ankle at the last second to avoid him from gaining any more yards than he was going to.
Yeah, he got tripped up on the bounce step towards the Lebanon sideline.
Clock continues to roll. Warriors looking over at their head coach. Little father-son action between the head coach and the quarterback. They fake it, swing it out to Cam Williams. And Kim Williams gets run out of bounds. That time it was number 38, Cole Dan Cole, who was able to run him out of bounds.
It's going to be third down, it looks like. Nope, first down.
So Lebanon is able to move the chains and continue this drive. Gorgeous shot of James Van de Griff Stadium here on the campus of Lebanon High School. Actually, we're on the campus of Lebanon Middle School.
Junior high is what they call it.
Fowler throwing over to his target near side and shoved out of bounds at the last minute. That was Kabine Ogletree who was able to shove him out of bounds. As this drive continues, up next for Lebanon, they will take on Turpin next week here at home. Warriors come into tonight averaging 28.7 points per game. Two teams that can really put up some offense. First and 10 from the 10, so it'll be first and goal for the Warriors. Thaler takes the snap, hands it off to number 25, who's trying to turn the edge, and he's going the wrong way, swallowed up by all kinds of Loveland Tigers. We do have a flag on the play.
Looked like it was either going to be a face mask or a horse collar, one of the two.
It's going to be against the Lebanon Warriors.
It's going to be a face mask.
And it is a face mask. See right, actually I think he grabbed the shoulder pad, partner.
Oh, he had the mask right as they were coming this way towards the other side of the field. He had the mask as he was going out of bounds. So
can we see that one more time? So it is a face mask. Take a look at it one more time.
The ball now spotted at the 30-yard line.
right there.
Okay.
He had the mask.
Second down and 20.
So it's second down and 20, 3:20 left to play, opening quarter. Loveland and Lebanon all tied at 7 apiece. As of tonight, Lebanon comes in 8th place, and now the Warriors are going to burn their first timeout, and we will take a quick 30-second break. Back to Lebanon in 30 seconds. You're watching ICRC-TV. Alongside my broadcast partner, Logan Dyer, Warriors burned their first timeout of the half with 3:10 on the clock. So you've kind of seen both teams kind of feel each other out. You mentioned the air game when it comes to Loveland. What is Lebanon? If you're a Warriors fan or a coach, I should say, you stick to the ground game?
Yeah, you stick to the ground game. It's working for you. You know, you got Alex Klein. He's 112 yards rushing last week. So, you got to stick to the ground game for Lebanon. It's working for you.
Ball to the 30-yard line.
Second down and.
So second and 20. He's going to pass. He rolls out to his right, fires near side, and incomplete, trying to hook up with Cam Williams, number 13 in maroon. So it's going to bring up third down and 20. This is a big stop for Loveland right now. Big key moment in the game because Tigers thought they had a loose football at the other end of the field. The officials, of course, overturned it, which you don't see that a whole lot in high school sports,
No,
but they got
don't.
together and.
You don't see that often because you don't have replay like they do in the pro sports. So it's kind of tough to correct those calls if they're wrong. So
Fans getting a little restless here at Lebanon. Thaler Firing over the middle, catch made, and down the far sideline and knocked out of bounds.
It's going to be close for the first down.
Luke Edmonds, the intended receiver, and it will bring up 4th down and short. Warriors will bring in their field goal unit, Carson Forte. He is 1 for 1 tonight on extra points.
See how he fares for a 3-point field goal here from deep.
Kick is on the way, and it's good. So with 2:19 left to play in our opening quarter, the Warriors tack on 3 more, and they lead 10-7.
Not a bad drive, although the face masking penalty did not help them a lot. That backed them up, so they had to make up some ground and to settle for a field goal. Now if you're Lebanon, you got to come out and play defense because Loveland can score and quick. Because we saw that first two plays of the game. It only took two plays for them to score.
Well, penalties was definitely an issue last week for Loveland. They had 8 flags for 91 yards. Of course, tonight they've had, as you just mentioned, those 2 personal fouls, just to mention a few. Forte will get set to put his right leg into it and send it the other way. Nice end over end kick. Taken inside the 10 by the Tigers. He's going to run it right up the middle. He's going to break through and bouncing off his defender. He's finally taken down. Nice tackle made at the end of the play by number 40 for the Lebanon Warriors. That was Carson Forte, so the kicker had to take him down, but a good punt return gives Loveland great field position.
He found a hole, and he used that hole and got through, and next thing you know, he was off to the races. Had to be stopped by almost the last guy, the last line of defense, as they would call it.
Some speed out there tonight.
Serious speed. I don't think I could run that fast anymore.
So Loveland will line up, and the officials will stop play for a substitution. So Tyler Roberts will come out. Jewel Volbroker will come in. If you've heard that name before, he does have a brother who wears number 1, Julius Vorbroker. So the Vorbroker brothers. But right now, it's Jewel in at quarterback. And Loveland's going to the ground game. Nice tackle at the end of the play by Luke DeMichaels as they carry it into Lebanon territory, and the clock continues to roll inside 2 minutes in this fast-moving first quarter. Warriors on top by a field goal. I mentioned earlier the schedule, and I want to clarify. Next week for Lebanon, they are at West Claremont. Loveland will take on Walnut Hills.
Walnut Hills.
I believe the Eagles are looking for their first win in the ECC. 90 seconds to play, opening quarter. Roberts back in at quarterback, is going to hand it off to Volbroker, spinning off tackles, and finally swallowed up at about the 45-yard line by number 54 on the play for the Lebanon Warriors. That's Evan Black. We've called his name a couple of times tonight. Coming in to make a saving tackle. 3rd down and short. Bring it up. It'll be 3rd and 1 for the Loveland Tigers.
If you're Lebanon, you got to get a stop right here. Get back down the field and score. And give yourself a little cushion.
Roberts in at quarterback. They'll motion a man to the left side. That was Drew Holman who was in motion. Tigers go to the run game, and Volbroker breaks a tackle. And he's inside the 30-yard line, spot him at the 29. So Loveland, as we haven't seen a whole lot tonight, goes to the ground game and picks up a good first down. Take a look at the replay.
That is I believe that was a quarterback keeper, wasn't it?
So Volbroker picks up the first down. as we are inside the final minute of our opening quarter.
And Loveland's moving down the field.
And I think looked like the Loveland coaches were signaling to come to the bench. Here's Roberts, all kinds of space, and that pass incomplete. So just 13 seconds left in our opening frame. Loveland looking for either 3 to tie or 7 to take the lead. We mentioned on the top of the broadcast the last time these two teams played last year, just a 1-point game. Loveland beat them 14-13.
And you said Lebanon decided, or they went on into the playoffs, but they lost first round to Winton Woods, right?
To Lakota
Or
West.
Lakota West.
Back to the ground game. Nothing doing, and that should be the final play of our first quarter. Colton Endicott was brought down, and that'll take us to the end of one. After one, a thriller here in Lebanon. Warriors 10, Tigers 7. Logan and I are back for second quarter action. You're watching ICRC-TV.
How you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Mason.
Thank you.
A place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual, and she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better.
11's alongside Logan Dyer, Will Matthews in the truck. Warriors and Tigers, second quarter action. Warriors on top 10-7. Tigers looking over at their bench. Play clock winding down. It's down to 10. They're going to go to the ground game and muscling his way very close to the first down marker. I believe he had to get to about the 19. We'll see where the officials spot him. And they are going to give him the first down. That was Colton Endicott on the run.
A huge run for Loveland that gives them the first down. So now they get a chance to keep the foot on the gas and keep moving down the field and see if they can punch this one in for a touchdown.
So first and 10, the line of scrimmage is the 18-yard line for the Tigers. Vollbroker plowing forward, took a hard hit. Then the ball comes out, and so does the flag, comes flying.
Helmet to helmet.
I believe they are going to target Evan Black. We'll see what the call is. So it's a personal foul on Lebanon, which will allow the Tigers to go to the 9-yard line and set up first and goal.
That's a tough penalty right there. You get tagged with a penalty like that. Now you got Loveland's there at the doorstep. They're ready to punch it in.
Roberts in at quarterback, 3 receivers to his left, 1 to the right. They'll pause momentarily to look over to the bench, see what Andy Cruz and the offense are drawing. Good jump off the line, but Loveland goes right to the ground game and pounds it in for the touchdown. Colton Endicott getting Loveland's second touchdown of the night, and the Tigers back on top, 13-10, pending the extra point.
Huge drive by Loveland, like I said. Tigers decided they were going to take to the ground that time. They proved me wrong. I said they need to keep passing the ball.
Ben Hicks on for the extra point, and it is good. So Hicks now 12 for 14 on the season. And Loveland, the visitors, are back on top 14-10, early stages here in the second quarter.
Well, we still have a chance to make it 13-14 like last season. I don't think so. Not tonight. This is gonna be a high-scoring game. These two teams can score the ball. Lebanon can run the ball with Alex Klein. Loveland can pass the ball, and apparently they can run the ball too. So.
Tonight's concessions are offering La Rosa's Pizza, Lick's Ice Cream, Chick-fil-A, and
Some La Rosa's Pizza tonight from the concession stand?
you can visit the main concession stand.
It's on the menu.
Probably not going to get some Leroy's. Sounds good, though.
Trailer Park is the scoreboard end of the stadium. Remember that it only costs $25 to join the booster.
Brady Stidham will
Concessions support
kick it away. Kyle Koch back deep for Lebanon, and he will let it sail into the end zone. So we'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. This is the third road game of the season for the Loveland Tigers. As I mentioned earlier, they will be at home next week when they take on Walnut Hills. Crazy to think that we've already reached week 6 next week. So just 5 more weeks after tonight. Postseason will then begin, and it will be the road to Canton.
Wait, it's week 6? It feels like week 3.
It'll be week 6 next week. So Colton Endicott scored the last Loveland Tigers touchdown. He scored a touchdown last week. Had 28 attempts for 183 yards. He scored touchdowns in his last 2 games, now make it 3 as Lebanon goes to the ground game. So Warriors trying to switch things up. Pick up a 3, 2nd down and 7 upcoming as we get set to dip under 10 minutes left to play in our opening half. Second and 7. Failer throwing, catch made. And thought he was going to spin out of bounds, but he's able to spin forward to gain more yards on the play. Cole Dolick in on the coverage for the Tigers. So 3rd down and short for Lebanon. See what Coach Failer does for Lebanon. Takes a snap, hands it off to his Klein, and Klein muscles across the 30 after picking up the 1st down. Brought down on the play by Drew Holman. So Lebanon keeps this drive going. 1st and 10, and I think if you're Lebanon right now, just the way the pace of this game is going, I think you're looking for a real long, nice drive right here. Milk up some clock, punch it into the end zone. Warriors do get the football to start the 3rd quarter, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, they want to hold the ball as long as possible. Try to get to where they don't have to go. They don't have to give Loveland another possession.
Warriors back to the ground game. This time, nothing doing a duo tackle as number 5, Max Carver, as well as
Drew
Holman in on the coverage. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 11, so a loss of 1 on the play.
A couple plays ago, it looked like Luke. Luke Failer? Is that right? Kind of took a hard turn or a hard fall back in the backfield.
Baylor claps his hands together, fakes the handoff, fires, and the catch is May, and spinning out of bounds, and still on his feet is number 3. That was Kyle Cope. So Lebanon goes to the air on 2nd down and long, and the Warriors pick up a good chunk of yardage and move into Tiger territory.
It was a good pass, good read, and Kyle Koch, he took it and spun out there.
Back to the ground game. This time Loveland all over it as he's maybe able to get back to the line to gain.
Yeah, it looks like he was taken down to the line of scrimmage.
Holman again in on the tackle. This time, a little out route pass to, again,
Back to Kyle.
Kyle Koch. So it's 3rd down and 6 from the 43. Warriors moving the ball into Tiger territory. Loveland on top just by 4, about halfway, approaching the halfway stages here in the 2nd quarter. Play clock's down to 9 for the Warriors. Snaps his hands together, rolls out to the left. Pressure, fires down the field, has a man open, catches May. Cam Williams inside the red zone. He was absolutely slobbered by Cole Dolick on Loveland.
You know, Cole was there right when he made the catch. Didn't even give him a chance to go a couple of extra yards.
So 1st and 10 from the 16. Back to the ground game. Klein weaving through traffic, diving for the end zone. He's short. Nice goal line saving tackle momentarily by Coben Ogletree, number 29 in white. 1st and goal for Lebanon.
On the 2.
Baylor has it. Fires to the end zone, and nice coverage by the Tigers. I believe that was number 38 that got his hands up. Cole Dalico. My apologies for Cole's last name. 2nd and 2. To the ground game, Klein. One man to beat, he's in for the touchdown. His 2nd touchdown of the night. And Lebanon is back on top, pinning the extra point. Take a look at the replay.
Great move there just to get in. Found a hole and went right through it.
Carson Forte on for another extra point. As the confetti flies over from the student section. The theme tonight is country. Forte boots it through. He's perfect on the night. 2 extra points and a field goal. And the Warriors have taken a 17-14 advantage. Just about halfway through our 2nd quarter. Hopefully you're enjoying this one here on ICRC-TV.
Well, you talk about
leaves us with the next item on our agenda is item number 5, opening session.
I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. If you're out here at the parade or listening, thank you again.
Into the end zone, and that is caught by Jaden Wood.
Come on now, how we doing? Y'all feeling all right out there?
Hello and welcome to this edition of This is Glendale. I'm Bet Chorus.
Hey guys, this is the Unit 1 crew from Woodlawn Fire Department. We just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And of course, you can always go to ICRC-TV.com.
Always a great day when ICRC.
Back at Lebanon High School, Kyle Evans alongside Logan Dyer. Short kickoff, fielded by Loveland, and they'll jump out across the 35-yard line. So a nice kick return by the Tigers.
They're throwing T-shirts.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. Tigers going to work on offense.
Now, if you're Loveland, you got to get down and score quickly because
Tigers go right to the ground game as they hand it off. To Colton Endicott. 6-yard gain brings up 2nd and 4. For the Tigers. Under 6 minutes left in our first half. Roberts drops back, and the ball comes loose. Loveland is able to dive on it. There is a penalty flag, unless he meant to throw his marker. No flag. So it is, ball comes out, but Loveland's able to jump on it.
Yeah, it looks like Stripes got his got both the marker and the flag out instead of just the marker. Good call to wave the flag off.
Bring up 3rd down and 16. See what Andy Cruz has dialed up on his playbook. Little out route pass, and able to pick up a good chunk of yardage, but not enough. So Loveland will bring out the punt team. And with just about 5 minutes remaining in our opening half, the Warriors will get the football back. Keep in mind they do get the football
at the start of the 3rd quarter.
That's correct.
So if you're Loveland, you're wanting your defense to come out and stop them, not let them get down into field goal territory, or even score a touchdown.
Nice end-over-end spiral punt that will be fair caught and dove on at about the 27-yard line. Well, we mentioned that these teams are extremely fast, but they also put up some numbers in yardage. Last week, Tigers had 446 total yards, 232 rushing, 214 passing. They were 8 for 17 on 3rd down. And they are continuing that success this weekend. Both teams' offenses really look good. If you look at both teams, as you take a look at the Loveland huddle up close, whether it's passing or throwing the football, and I think both teams are really doing a great job.
They're moving the ball down the field, and that's what you want to see as a coach. You want to see your ball, the ball is moving down the field, and when you can move the ball down the field and you can score, you make a happy coach.
So Lebanon will start from the 24. Nice catch by Takoke, and Loveland's able to spin him out of bounds. Clock continues to roll. 4.5 left until the half. Second down and 3 for Lebanon. Cam Williams absolutely hit hard, had to turn right around. He just got lit up. So 3rd and short. Thaler hands it off to Alex Klein, and Klein muscles his way out across the 40 for another Warriors first down. Had a monster first half.
Got a lot of yards on that one. Just you only needed 1, and you got probably 5 or 6. And you can hear the
Another flag. Check the marker. Came after the play was over. We are going to get a face mask call on Loveland. First and 10 from the 46. So Warriors into Tiger territory. 3.5 left of the half. Over the middle. Nice catch.
Good catch.
Number 41 was able to hang on and make that grab for the Warriors, Luke Edmonds. And they will hurry up back to the line of scrimmage. Klein trying to bounce outside. The tacklers able to pick up, we'll say 5 on first down. So second down and 5, under 3 left to play in this very fast-moving first half. Rolling out to his right, firing down the sideline, and incomplete. Broken up on the play by Colby King. Was able to get his hands on it.
Almost had a pick.
Tigers looking for a stop right here in a hurry. Third down and 5. But Warriors looking for more points. It's been a great first half so far, back and forth.
It has been. Both teams know the offense is moving for both teams.
Already seen 31 total points put up on the board. Huge hit on Klein as he was targeted on that play by Will Stewart, number 27 in white. Clock continues to roll. Keep in mind the Warriors do have 2 timeouts in their back pocket. They burned one earlier at the start of this quarter. Fourth down and 1, offense on the field. Klein has it. And he has the first down, so this drive continues. Ball's at the 18-yard line.
Sounds like the Warriors student section's having a fun time down there.
Thaler rolling out to his left. Fires to the back of the end zone. Touchdown! There is a flag on the play. Sideline warning on Lebanon. So the touchdown will count. Carson Forte on for the extra point to make this a 10-point game, and it is good. So with a $1:24 left to play until halftime, the Warriors extend their lead to 10. First double-digit lead of the night by either team. It's 24-14 Lebanon.
That was a really good throw.
Andy Cruz. What's he talking about in this huddle right here with a minute 24 to play, and they still have all 3 timeouts in their back pocket?
Well, he's telling his offense, you got to get down the field. You got to, try to get down and score within the next minute and 24 seconds. So you got to use your timeouts if you get stopped inside inbounds. So I would look for Loveland to target the outside and try to get out of bounds so they don't have to use their timeouts. But if they do get stopped inbounds, they have to use those 3 timeouts. So they have time to get down the field.
Carson Forte will get set to kick it away with his right foot. Everyone tonight enjoying this, a little squib kick that Loveland will pick up at the 25-yard line and jump out across the 35. So Loveland has some decent field position to work with and a minute 15 remaining. Still have all 3 of their timeouts in their back pocket. And their field goal kicker ain't bad. At least the few field goals he has kicked this year. A 42-yard field goal against Middletown and a 43-yarder last week against King. So Brady Stinham has the leg.
He's got a good leg.
Another official's timeout. So they will converge at the 45-yard line. Not sure what this is about. The official talking to Micah Fowler.
Reset the clock to 1:25 is what they did. They were determining the clock.
Roberts, catch made and jumping out of bounds very quickly is complete to Endicott. So he continues to rack up some yards. Loveland moving the ball down the field. 2nd and 5, 1:20 left.
Like I said, you got to stop the clock. Uh-oh.
Roberts drops the snap, and he's going to get sacked in the backfield. Number 17, that's Bryce Warmeyer.
The Warriors are saying that they recovered a fumble, but it looks like it was a sack on the play.
And now the officials will take a timeout for, there's an injured player down. Looks like Tyler Roberts, the Loveland Tigers quarterback, so he will get checked out by the medical staff. As we are in the final minute of the first half. Now, I just asked you about what Loveland wants to do. Would you consider, if you're Andy Cruz, would you consider maybe just running this one out till halftime? Or do you still feel like your team has the capability to get down to,
well, I mean,
we'll say the 25-yard line or so?
They showed it in the first quarter that they had the capability of getting down the field in only 2 plays, right? So, I mean, anything can happen. You can trust your offense and then get you a decent throw down the middle, hit maybe the 40-yard line.
3rd and 12, final minute of our first half. Roberts. It's actually Jewel Volberger in at quarterback. Firing down the field, has a man open and over his fingertips. Trying to hook up with number 19, I believe, on the play. That was Braden McCaleb. So Loveland took their long shot.
Just overthrew him, but that stops the clock.
And now it's 4th down and 12. So the punt unit will come in for the Tigers. Play clock's down to 9. We'll see what Loveland tries to do here real quick. Play clock's at 2. Tigers get it off. And a nice punt that will be fair caught at the 36-yard line. So Cam Williams makes the catch. Lebanon will start right there with 41 seconds remaining until halftime. This might be the first time that I've seen a team go the whole first half without taking any of their timeouts. Actually, Warriors did take one.
Yeah, the Warriors did take one.
But Loveland, has yet to take any. 41 seconds till halftime. Luke Failer in at quarterback for the Warriors. Cam Williams in motion. Rolls out to his right. Pressure coming. Throwing and intercepted. We'll see if he got his feet inbounded. He did. Loveland football. Here comes the laundry. And I think this is probably a sideline warning on Loveland. I think some of the players came out onto the field after it happened. But Loveland does get the interception. Now we'll check the penalty.
Dead ball. Sideline warning. On Loveland. 1st and 10 Tigers from the Warriors.
So it is a sideline warning on the Tigers. You just can't come out on the field after a play like that. You gotta keep your excitement on the sideline.
So 1st and 10 for Loveland. Tigers going to throw one downfield and nobody home. Loveland was trying to hook up with Julius Vorbroker.
Looks like it was number 11 on the tackle for the Warriors.
Quentin Wagner's in on the coverage as you take a look at the Loveland student section. Rocking.
Greek night.
Greek night for the Tigers.
Country night for the Warriors.
2nd and 10 from the 43. Roberts back in at quarterback. Vorbroker's in motion. Penalty flag flies.
It's going to be encroachment.
So it'll bring up 2nd down and 5 with 28 seconds remaining. If you're Andy Cruz at this point, when do you start calling these timeouts?
I would start calling them now, but you got 28 seconds to go. You're almost in field goal range from what we got up here. So another play or two, if you can get 2 plays in, you can definitely get 2 plays in if you call a timeout.
Vorbroker's in motion. Roberts swings it out to the left, and he will go out of bounds. So the clock will stop. That took 6 seconds off the clock. 3rd down and short upcoming for the Tigers, who are heavily relying on Brady Stinham at this point to put 3 points up on the board and try to make this just a 1-score game before they head into the locker room. Roberts in the pistol, takes the snap, rolls back all kinds of time, fires over the middle, and the catch is complete. Nope, it hit the ground. Ooh. So incomplete, trying to hook up with Braden McCaleb, and a personal foul targeting called on the Lebanon Warriors. Their coaching staff doesn't like it. A targeting call. And this penalty, most likely, this penalty will put Loveland in field goal range, or at least should. So the head coach of Lebanon not happy at all, as the ball will move all the way down.
Almost to the red zone.
On the edge of the red zone with just 15 seconds remaining. So Loveland, Roberts firing to the end zone. Incomplete. Great coverage by number 1. That was Zoe Davenport on the coverage.
It's Zay Davenport.
Zay Davenport.
Davenport on the coverage for the Warriors. Broker, the intended receiver. It's second down and 10.
So second and 10, just 10 seconds remaining. Loveland wants to be very cautious about what they do here. Of course, they do have 3 timeouts in their back pocket. And I think they took there's actually going to be a flag on the play. So delay a game on the Tigers. We'll back them up 5 yards. So it'll bring up 2nd and 15 for Loveland. Still 10 seconds remaining till halftime. Roberts drops back, throws over the middle, catch is made, and he's trying to get out of bounds, and he won't, but Loveland will take their first timeout with 1 second on the clock.
That was close. Looks like Loveland's going to go for the field goal here.
So Braden McCaleb did not know how much time was on the clock and almost didn't get out of bounds in time.
Yeah, he was on his way to the far left side of the field, and he just didn't get there in time. So Loveland had to burn a timeout, which you said they had 3 in their back pocket. So here we go. We're going to get to see our field goal kicker here. Brady Stidham.
So a 39-yard field goal attempt by Brady Stidham to send us to halftime. Snap is on the way. It's a little high. Kick is on the way.
Good.
It's good. And Loveland puts 3 points up on the board, and that will send us to halftime. 24 minutes of exciting football. We still have a whole second half coming your way. Both teams are heading to the locker room. We're heading to halftime. It's halftime here in Lebanon with the Warriors on top, set 24-17. Logan and I are back for the second quarter. You're watching ICRC-TV.
How you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Thank you.
A place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you and we'll figure it out."
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
I'm an actor in an ad that was given 12 seconds to remind you that if you're high, just don't drive. Because if you feel different, you drive different. It's illegal to drive high everywhere anyway.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
As a dad, every day is a challenge. To make sure that the time that I have, I spend with them. It doesn't matter how tired you are, you have to try and to teach them. When they learn something new, and you can just see in their faces, it's such an incredible moment. It's those moments that are my favorite.
Leaves us with the next item on our agenda is item number 5, opening session.
I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. If you're out here at the parade or listening, thank you again.
Into the end zone, and that is caught by Jaden Wood.
Come on now, how we doing? Y'all feeling all right out there?
Hello and welcome to this edition of This is Glendale. I'm Bet Chorus.
Hey guys, this is the Unit 1 crew from Loveland Fire Department. We just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And of course, you can always go to ICRC-TV.com.
Always a great day when ICRC is involved.
Another edition of ICRC, bringing the community to you.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Thank you.
A place to make my own, a place that I call home, this place that I call home.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual, and she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you and we'll figure it out.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
I'm an actor in an ad that was given 12 seconds to remind you that if you're high, just don't drive. Because if you feel different, you drive different. It's illegal to drive high everywhere anyway.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
As a dad, every day is a challenge. To make sure that the time that I spend with them, it doesn't matter how tired you are, you have to try and to teach them. When they learn something new and you can just see in their faces, it's such an incredible moment. It's those moments that are my favorite.
Leaves us with the next item on our agenda is item number 5, opening session.
I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. If you're out here at the parade or listening, thank you again.
Into the end zone, and that is caught by Jaden Wood.
Come on now, how we doing? Y'all feeling all right out there?
Hello and welcome to this edition of This is Glendale. I'm Bet Chorus.
Hey guys, this is the Unit 1 crew from Lebanon Varsity. We just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And of course, you can always go to ICRC-TV.com.
Always a great day when ICRC is involved.
Another edition of ICRC, bringing the community to you.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That leaves us with the next item on our agenda is item number 5, opening session.
I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. If you're out here at the parade or listening, thank you again.
into the end zone, and that is caught by Jaden Wood.
Come on now, how we doing? Y'all feeling all right out there?
Hello and welcome to this edition of This is Glendale. I'm Bet Chorus.
Hey guys, this is the Unit 1 crew from Lebanon Fire Department. We just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And of course, you can always go to ICRC-TV.com.
Always a great day when ICRC is involved.
Another edition of ICRC, bringing the community to you.
What are you doing in there?
I wouldn't do that. What are you doing? What are you looking for?
doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Thank you. A place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out.
Lebanon High School, we are set for third quarter action here on this Friday night, September 15th. That man's squad kicked a very big field goal right before halftime that pulled his team within one. Here's some key highlights from our first half. Let's talk about Alex Klein. He had 2 touchdowns. I think we're going to see a lot more from this guy.
2 touchdowns and a lot of rushing. I mean, that guy can move on the ground. So definitely going to see a lot more from him in the second half.
And then Loveland won this game last year by a point, 14-13. And as I just mentioned off the top of the broadcast, Brady Stidham kicked about a 39-yard field goal that pulled the Tigers within 1 score. We are set for third quarter action. And if you thought the first half was exciting with lots of scoring, well, I think we're going to see a lot more scoring to start the third quarter. Warriors will get the football to start third quarter action here from James Vandegrift Stadium on the campus of Lebanon Junior High. Brady Stidham will get set to kick it away. And we are underway in the third quarter. And this one will sail into the end zone for a touchback. And that's where the Warriors will start. Warriors come into tonight sixth place in the ECC. We were talking about stats in the first half. Last week, Loveland had 446 total yards. Meanwhile, the Warriors had 331 yards, 210 passing, 25 rushing. And I'd say, without knowing the unofficial stats where we sit right now, probably pretty similar because we've seen a lot of passing from the Warriors.
Of course, definitely, and a lot of rushing as well.
They'll go right to the ground game and swallowed up in the backfield by number 5.
Max Carver.
Max Carver swallowed him up. Actually, a 2-yard loss. 3-yard loss brings up 2nd and 14 as we're just underway here in the third.
You know, Loveland's got to come out. Their defense has got to come out strong. You're down 1 score, 17-24. Defense is going to come out strong, get a stop here on this first opening drive of the second half, and get firing all cylinders here.
Thaler fakes the handoff, fires to the far side. Catch is made, avoids a Loveland defender, and spins forward to get a good chunk of yardage on that play. Kyle Kosh. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 2.
And you said last week the Warriors were 4 for 12 on 3rd downs. They've definitely improved tonight against Loveland. See what they do.
Tigers bring the blitz. The Warriors go to the ground game and they swallow them up. A trio of tacklers, but it was number 27, Will Stewart, who got in there and wrapped him up first. And the Tigers do just as we mentioned, force Lebanon to punt.
Great stop by the Tigers to come out on the first drive of the Warriors opening half, the third quarter rather. and a good stop, just exactly what they needed to do. And now we'll see how they do on the offense.
Andy Wallace in punt formation for Lebanon.
Low snap, low punt, I should say, picked up at the 40-yard line. And he gets out across the 40 to the 42. So we'll say maybe a three-yard return, and the Tigers will start on offense for the first time here in this second half. I'm going to throw that trivia question at you. When was the last time that Loveland won the Eastern Cincinnati Conference? A, 2020-21, B, 2016-17 season, or C, 2013 and 14 season? Gives him time to think about that. Tyler Roberts going to hand it off to his running back, who runs right up the middle for a good chunk of yards, nearing the 50-yard line. Morgan Sheffer in on the tackle for the Warriors. Brings up 2nd down and 5. This is Lebanon's 3rd home game of the season. Roberts, a quick outlet pass down the sideline, and Tigers have the first down. Threw it out to Ogletree, number 9 in white.
Little shuffle pass.
Take a look at the
outside.
Take a look at the replay here. Just a little out route pass, and then up the sideline. So it's 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage is the 46-yard line. 3 minutes elapsed here in our 3rd quarter. 1 possession ball game. Back to the ground game, but nothing on Lebanon's end, as Quentin Wagner's was able to get in there first and wrap them up. 2nd and 10.
Second down, 10.
2 receivers out to the left, 2 to the right. Vorbroker in the backfield. Play clock's at 15, so Roberts has some time to get another play called in from the sideline. It's down to 8. Roberts takes the snap, fires near side, catches May, and immediately thrown to the ground was number 2, Bryce Boham. Wrestled him down to the ground.
A good stop by the Warriors.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 5 as this drive continues. Take another look from our end zone camera. 3 maroon jerseys just swarmed in on him and wrapped him up.
Swallowed him up. It was quick.
3rd and 5. Loveland looks to continue this drive. An outlet pass, and he gets spun out of bounds. Charles Smith was able to make the play, and it'll bring up 4th down and 5. And Andy Cruz will bring out the punt unit. Very fast.
Exactly what the Warriors wanted. They want to get it stopped, just like Loveland did. Both defenses come out on fire out of the locker room. So we'll see what happens here as the Warriors will take over and see what their offense can do.
Tigers will punt.
And looks like we got a flag down on the field.
Going to be a delay of game on the Tigers. So we'll back them up 5. So we'll punt from the 48. Very fast-moving quarter. Already under 7 minutes left to play, 3rd quarter. Both teams early on really taking all kinds of time on their possessions. Nice spiral kick that will be fair caught at the 15-yard line. There is a flag back at the 37-yard line and a personal foul, roughing the kicker, called on the Warriors. So the Tigers will get the benefit of the doubt and pick up the first down.
What a break for the Tigers.
I mean, this has been a pretty decent game in terms of Lebanon kind of holding their composure. Loveland's hurt themselves, multiple penalties. I know you like to tally the flags up.
Yeah, it looks like I've got 4 on the Tigers and 2 on the Warriors is what my official count is right here. The first 2 from the Tigers were, one of them was an unsportsmanlike conduct on the coach, and the second one was the first one was a personal foul.
So the offense back out there for Loveland. Roberts rolls out to his left, being pressured, and will just have to throw it away. Bring up second down and 10.
And a flag is on the field. Looks like it'll be waved off.
So the second time tonight that they have picked up the flag.
Well, the first one was a mistake. The first one was where the official tried to throw the marker. That one I'm not too sure of. I didn't know exactly why the flag was thrown in the first place. He might have thought it was intentional grounding.
So second and 10 for Loveland as their offense stays out on the field after the roughing the kicker penalty. Warriors are 1-1 at home, so trying to break that streak tonight. And just 16.8 miles separate these two schools as the Tigers go back to the ground game, rolling to the 30-yard line. Evan Black brought him down. The ball carrier was Jewel Volbroker for Andy Cruz Tigers. And credit Lebanon's defense last week. Only allowed 10 points. Meanwhile, Loveland gave up 20. And we're sitting right now tonight at a 24-17 score. Third down and 8.
Both teams giving up more points this week than they did last week. But the Warriors scored 40 last week, I believe, right?
They did. Roberts drops back to pass, fires over the middle, has his man, catches May, and spun down to the ground. A beautiful catch by guess who? Braden McCaleb. Tackle on the play.
And a quick hurry offense here.
They're going to do an outlet pass to Volbroker, I believe. And he will get spun out of bounds. So Loveland in the red zone as we are just about 5 minutes remaining here in this third quarter. A very fast-moving third quarter and a very fast game.
And the Tigers are in the red zone. So they are knocking on the door here. And the Warriors need to get a defensive stop to allow them not to.
Roberts going to hand it off to the running back. Still on his feet, muscling his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So Loveland capitalizes and finds the back of the end zone tonight. This time, it's Colton Endicott,
the senior,
who has the touchdown, and we're an extra point away from being tied. Take a look at the senior doing the dirty work.
He cuts the defenders and gets straight through the hole.
Ben Hicks on for another extra point. Snap is good. Kick is on the way. Hicks is 13 out of 14 on the 13 out of 15 on the season. And we are deadlocked at 24 apiece here in Warrior Country. Loveland student section liking what they've seen tonight. And you mentioned this at the top of the broadcast and starting to come true. I mean, I think that win last week over Kings is a real momentum booster. I mean, this is, you talk about a conference that has kind of been dominated. I don't want to say dominated, but between the schools of Kings and Winton Woods. Those are the kind of teams that have been at the top of the conference. So Loveland gets that big win, and now riding that momentum.
Yeah, they're knocking on the door here, and they're riding that momentum here in Warrior Country, as you said. So we'll see what happens. The student section is on fire over there across the field. By the way, that student section did grow, by the way.
Stidham set to put it into play, checks his lines, makes sure they're all ready to go, puts it end over end, and it'll be taken from the goal line, weaving his way through traffic, finding a hole, and out across the 25 before he gets popped. But a nice kickoff return for Luke Roddy. As the Warriors will regroup around their head coach, Micah Fowler. Five minutes to play, third quarter. Kyle Evans, Logan Dyer, Will Matthews, and our entire ICRC crew from Lebanon. The ball pops out, and Loveland's got it.
Recovery by Loveland, and that is exactly what Loveland wanted. They wanted a turnover, and they created a turnover right there, and they have a chance to take the lead for the first time since the first quarter.
Here's the miscommunication on the handoff. Ball just pops out. Braden McCaleb jumps on it. How will the Warriors respond? 24-all here in the third quarter. Hopefully you're enjoying ICRC-TV on this Week 5 Friday night. Trying to turn the edge is Endikoff, and he gets spun out of bounds.
That is just the second Loveland turnover. Lebanon turnover. Warriors. Loveland's got 3 turnovers so far. Tallied up.
Tigers looking over at the sideline. Play clock's down to 15. As we have played 8 minutes here in this third quarter. Loveland looking for some momentum off the turnover. Swings it out to the far side. And tap dancing his way out of bounds along the 20-yard line is Julius Vorbrook.
And it was good for, it was not good for the first down. Like third and inches. Nope, it is good for the first down.
So the officials tell the chain gang to reset. 1st and 10 at the 25. Vorbroker back in at quarterback. He's going to fake the handoff, try to shimmy his way forward. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe gained a yard. And here comes another flag.
This one's going to go against Loveland, I believe.
So we await the word.
Dead ball, personal foul on the Tigers.
So Loveland has now been called for 3 personal
That'll be 15 yards from
personal fouls tonight.
15 yards apiece.
And instead of the ball at the 25-yard line, it'll go all the way back to the 40. So 2nd and 25. 2nd and 25. And some more miscommunication by the officials. Pressure coming, firing, far sideline, and it was intercepted. So they turn it over after the penalty. Pass was intercepted by Luke Burbert. Cowboy hats, overalls, all out tonight in full force.
Plaid, too.
Everyone getting in on the action in the student section. Homecoming night. 3:11 left to play in the third.
We'll see what happens here, what the Warriors draw up.
Quick outlet pass, and that was caught.
Quickly.
Kyle Coach brought it.
Quickly brought down by Colby King, the senior from Loveland.
Correction, Kyle Cook in on the coverage. Cook made the reception. Failure down the sideline, incomplete. Trying to connect with his senior, Lucas Roddy. And it's 3rd down and 6. This Loveland defense hoping to.
The Loveland defense is on fire from the locker room. We didn't see this the first half.
Tigers are hoping for a 3 and out right here. Get the football right back. 3:40 left to play in the third. Taylor drops back, fires down the sideline, and incomplete. Miscommunication as he was trying to hook up with Kyle Cook. So the Tiger defense does just that, forces them 3 and out. Loveland will get the football back. 2.5 left to play in the third. Next road game for the Warriors will not be until September 29th at West Claremont. Walnut Hills is at Anderson tonight. Eagles looking for their first win. Here's the punt. A low spiral that will bounce into the hands of the 30-yard line of Vorbroker, trying to spin away from some tackles, and he gets it out across the 40. So give him a 6-yard return. So Anderson 3-1 hosting Walnut Hills tonight 0-4. Milford 4-0 at Kings 3-1. Turpin 2-2 at West Claremont 2-2. Little Miami 0-4 at Winton Woods, who is also undefeated. I think you have to wait to week 7 or 8 before Milford and Winton Woods meet up for what could potentially determine the Eastern Cincinnati Conference. But there's still a long season from that. So Tigers will go to work. Ball at the 41-yard line. Roberts hands it off to his running back, who muscles his way forward and then gets pushed forward for maybe an extra yard, so he picks up 6 on the play.
Looks like Milford is up on Kings right now, 26-14. in the third quarter.
Tigers back to the ground game. Lebanon all over it. Another flag flies.
This one's going to go against the Tigers.
Evan Black got shoved to the ground.
Dead ball, personal foul on Loveland.
So back them up 15 yards instead of 3rd down and 5. It's going to be 3rd down and 20.
That is 6 flags on Loveland, 2 on the Warriors.
So penalties have definitely affected the Tigers' game tonight, but for Lebanon, they've had some costly turnovers and fumbles. 1:20 left to play in our third quarter. All level at 24 apiece. Warriors bring the pressure, and that pass is incomplete. Colton couldn't hang on to that one. 4th down and 20. Tigers will bring in the punt unit.
Try to get this ball down to the 35.
Play clock's down to 10. Sawyer Muchmore in for the punt. Nice spiral that will be caught. And a flag in the backfield.
It's going to be roughing the kicker, I believe. It's going to be against the Warriors. And if that holds, that'll be a 1st down Tigers.
Well, Micah Failure is on the field pleading his case. Have I said failure all night or foul? So the Tigers will pick up the 1st down. So after the penalty, Tigers will pick up the 1st down. 1:06 left to play here in the third quarter. Kyle Evans, Logan Dyer.
Notably, that's the 2nd roughing the kicker against the Warriors.
Will Matthews and our entire crew running the truck. Thanks to all of our camera operators and replays and graphics. Roberts throws an outlet pass, and Loveland's able to pick up, we'll say 6 on that play, maybe 5. We've seen Loveland go to that little outlet pass here in the second half, hoping to break through a couple of tacklers and dance their way down that sideline.
Yeah, I mean, if you can take the pass to the outer edge and you can dance through the defenders and get out of dodge, get out of harm's way, you could theoretically find your way in the end zone.
Roberts handing it off to the running back, and he's off to the races. 2 men to beat. He's at the 20. He's at the 15, and he's going to be taken down. A goal-saving tackle made on the play by Andy Roars, the junior, and that tackle saves a potential touchdown for the visiting Tigers.
What a play. Just found a hole and ran through, and he evaded all the tackles, only had two men to beat, and eventually ended up getting brought down. And That's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter.
So sit back and relax, buckle your seatbelts. After 3 here in Lebanon, Warriors and Tigers are all level at 24. Stick around, the fourth quarters are coming your way. You're watching ICRC-TV.
How you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Thank you.
A place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And
Back in Lebanon High School, fourth quarter is underway, and Loveland goes right to the ground game and gets inside the 10. Endicott was the ball carrier. So 2nd and 1.
Man, it looks like we got a Warriors player coming out.
Hunter Davis checking in for the home squad. So 2nd down and 1 at the 4. Loveland goes to the ground game, and they're going to punch it in for 6. Joel Volbroker gives the visiting Tigers a 30-24 lead. A back and forth affair on homecoming night. Little quarterback back keeper bounces to the outside, walks in for 6. Ben Hicks to make it a 7-point game. And he does. So 31-24. Last year these two teams played, they didn't nearly score this many points. This year we're over 50.
"27 points between the two teams last year, so you can definitely see where we're at.
55 tonight.
The Loveland student section pictured there is they've become alive after the third and now the start of the fourth quarter.
Taking in the sights and sounds of this Week 5 conference battle. It's been a battle for sure. Stidham set to kick it off for the Tigers. 20 seconds into our fourth quarter, the visitors have the lead. How will Lebanon respond? Good kickoff and spun down after he gets across the 20. Lucas Roddy, about a 15-yard kickoff return. And we will see the Warriors offense back out on the field.
Now, if you're the Warriors offense, you've got to get down and score quick. Can't leave too much time on the clock, or you can't take up a lot of time, but Also can't leave enough time on the clock because Loveland can come back and score as well, if you were to score.
Thaler claps his hands, drops back, rolls out to his left, rolls out to his right. He's taken down. Number 71 swallowed him up at the line of scrimmage. Actually, in the backfield, that was Calvin Larek. It'll bring up second down and long as that Tiger defense just broke through the Warriors offensive line. Second and 22. Ball's loose on the field, and Loveland almost thought that they had something. It's an incomplete pass.
Pass was deflected off of a Loveland defender.
So it's third down and 22. Third and 22. Thaler rolls out to his left, fires down the field, catch is made, avoids a tackle, still on his feet, spinning across the 30. Nice play by Kyle Cook, and it's going to bring up fourth down and short. We'll see what Micah Thaler elects to do. Here's the play that basically got him from the end zone all the way out to the 29-yard line.
It's going to be 4th and 3. That was a really good play to get down the field. And it looks like they're going to bring out the punting unit.
Fans here at James Vandergrift Stadium don't agree. Now the offense is back out there. The punting unit is on the field, excuse me. So they will kick it away. And a 2-yard gain by Julius Vorbroker. So Loveland will start 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line with 10 minutes to play and a 7-point advantage. Taking a look at Andy Cruz on that Loveland sideline. Still work to be done. Tigers back to work. Vorbroker avoids a tackle, and he dives forward to the 45-yard line. So quarterback keeper picks up 5, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 5. Clock continues to roll. Under 10 minutes left to play here in the 4th quarter.
A little bit of trickery, as you would say. He acted like he was going to hand it off to the running back, decided he was going to try to throw it, and then next thing you know, he was running the ball.
2nd and 5. Tyler Roberts back in at quarterback. Roberts going to hand it off, and his running back's going nowhere. Dropped in the backfield for a loss. Evan Black was able to get in there and take him down. Brings up 3rd down and 7. Warriors looking for a stop right here. Try to get the offense right back on the field. Loveland trying to spoil a homecoming night here at the halfway point of the regular season. Roberts takes the pistol snap, fires far sideline, incomplete. Trying to connect with Henry Bradley. First time we called his number tonight. And it'll bring up 4th down and 7. And just like that, partner, the Lebanon defense does their job, gets the Tigers off the field.
And now they have a chance to proverbially come back down the field and tie this game up. And we'll go do some extra work tonight, some overtime. Wouldn't that be fun?
You already said it. Cam Williams waiting back deep at the 30. He will call for a fair catch, and the ball bounces off the helmet of a Tiger, and then Loveland will down it at the 37-yard line. So Luke Failer and company back out on the field. Got to credit the linemen tonight for the Warriors. I mean, Brady Lamb, Landon Marshall, Braden Swank, Caden Bender, just a few guys, and Luke Edmonds. I mean, they've done a good job tonight protecting Failer all night long. It's been a great game. A lot of penalties.
A lot of penalties.
Not as many as that Ross game that me and you called. Remember that one? Remember Ross and Mount Healthy? Woo.
Oh, my.
That was over 50 yards of penalties, maybe more.
80.
Back to the ground game. And Warriors pick up 2. Daniel Wallace, the ball carrier on that touch, 2nd and 8. As we hit the 8-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Warriors looking for some points, and this pass was dropped.
Pass was complete, but negative yards. So they lost a yard on it, or lost a couple yards rather. That's what the Loveland student section was going all crazy about.
3rd down and long. Warriors have been here before. Failer rolling out to his right. Down the field. Catch is made. Nice catch by Luke Rohde. And the Warriors are able to pick up the first down and continue this drive.
And move the chains.
This is just excellent route running, knowing where the ball is, knowing that window of throwing it in there. 1st and 10 at the spot the ball at the 49. Back to the ground game. Warriors plow forward for a gain of 5.
Luke Failer did really good on that play as well, throwing the ball and finding a little window, like as Kyle would say, a window of opportunity.
2nd and 6. Failer over the arms of Cam Williams. So it brings up 3rd down and 6 very quickly, with just about 7 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter.
3rd and 6. You know, we've been on this 3rd down tirade for a while now. The Warriors can definitely take 3rd downs, and we just saw what they just did on 3rd down. So there's another chance that they could take a 3rd down and get another 10 to 11, 12 yards. We'll see what they decide to do here, whether they pass the ball or keep it on the ground.
Failer in the pistol, fakes the handoff, pressure's coming in. He's sacked in the backfield.
Swallowed up by Loveland. There's multiple Tigers on the field there, or on the coverage.
Will Stewart was the first to get there. And the Tigers bringing the blitz. Actually, that was number 71, Calvin Larek, as well as Will Stewart, who got in there. Student section enjoying this one. A low kick. It's going to go all the way down and sail into the end zone for a touchback. Nice effort by Zay Davenport, the junior, trying to
save it from going in the end zone.
Trying to pin him deep.
But it ends up in the end zone, so they end up on the 25-yard line, and they'll be heading to the west here.
Shout out our camera operators tonight: Noah Anderson, Trey Capoe, Eric Johan, Adam Simpson, and our director, producer, Will Matthews. If you're interested in helping out ICRC Sports, you can contact Dean at ICRC-TV.com. Interested in announcing, running the camera, working in the truck, great experience as Loveland Goes back to the ground game, trying to milk off some clock here in the fourth quarter. Let's get back to our trivia question. When was the last time Loveland won the Eastern Cincinnati Conference? Was it 2013-14, 2016-17, or 2020-21? Your answer.
I'm going to say it was 2016-17.
You are incorrect. It was 2013-14 season, the same year that I do believe that they went to the state championship game. But it's been a while since Loveland has won an Eastern Cincinnati Conference title. Tigers just pushing them around as Endicott was basically just shoved to the ground. It's 3rd down and 5. This is a huge 3rd down possession right here for the hometown Warriors. Still 5.5 minutes left in this game. All 3 timeouts. Loveland just hoping for a 1st down to continue this drive. Play clock's down to 5. They fire it, and the pass is incomplete. Roberts was trying to connect with Braden McCaleb, and the Warriors do their part. Defensively, they get the stop. Take a look at the replay. Just off the fingertips of Endicott.
And we will punt it away here, or they will rather. They'll punt it away.
Cam Williams back deep for Lebanon. Nice end over end kick that will bounce
and sail
all the way down to the 25-yard line. So Lebanon has 4 minutes and 45 seconds. All 3 timeouts in their back pocket. Not sure. So the Warrior offense back out on the field. Luke Failer and company have 4 minutes and 45 seconds. Plenty of time, all 3 timeouts in their back pocket. He's going to fire one over the middle, and the catch is made. And then a hit afterwards will give the Warriors another 15 yards. Will Stewart kind of shouldered him into the ground after he was already down.
Yeah, well, I think from what Loveland was thinking, that you need to touch him when he's down. You can see here on the replay that he's already down, but he just tried to make sure he was down, and ended up being a hard hit.
So they will call the personal foul, which is a free 15 yards.
It's a boneheaded move, but again, it's the same thing. You gotta realize when the player's down, you just want to gently touch it. You don't want to just come in shoulder first, because they're gonna call that every time.
Spot the ball at the 49. Failer connecting to that far sideline, hooking up with Daniel Wallace. Wallace, just a sophomore in Lebanon, able to pick up a good chunk of yards on that first play. 2nd down, we'll call it 3.
That first pass was a straight missile into the hands.
Cameron Williams in motion. And he will get the football and roll out of bounds, but not before he's able to pick up the 1st down, and this drive continues. Clock continues to roll. 3:45 left here in the fourth quarter. Tigers on top by 7. Warriors driving. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Failer rolling out to his right. All kinds of space, heaves it up down the field and intercepted. Loveland picks him off in the end zone. Dylan Hacker, the junior, went up and took it away.
It was 22. That was Lucas Roddy. Was the intended intended target. And Loveland comes away with the football. And if I'm Loveland, I'm running the clock out. Run the ball.
3:22 left to play. Still a lot of time for that to be said. Lebanon does have all 3 of their timeouts. Tigers go to the ground game and get dropped in the backfield. See if Micah Failer elects to start calling some of his timeouts. Second and 19. Warriors don't call any timeouts. They do have all 3 in their back pocket. Might elect to burn one after this play. Lebanon in no hurry, going to let the play clock drain all the way down. It's down to 9. Tigers go back to the ground game. Spinning out across the 15, and the Warriors will take their first timeout of the half with 2:31 on the clock. Warriors have 2 in their back pocket. It's 3rd down and 12.
Tigers have all 3 timeouts remaining.
One possession game. Milf Lebanon looking for the stop. Tigers looking to continue this drive. A lot of shifting going on at the line of scrimmage. They run it, and he gets tripped up at the 20, and Warriors will take their second timeout with 2:22 left to play.
4th down.
Warriors could get some good field position off the punt. Back at Lebanon High School, Kyle Evans and Logan Dyer. We're set up for a fantastic finish between the Tigers and Warriors. 4th down and 8. Loveland forced to punt. High end over end kick that will bounce and it'll go out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. So great field position. For Luke Failer and company.
A little score update for you. Milford's up 34-21 over Kings. 3:29 left to go, fourth quarter, and that's up in Kings, tied up at Kings High School, just down the road.
So the Knights going to drop 2 games in a row
after losing last week to Loveland.
Still sets up an interesting battle between the Eagles and Warriors of Winton Woods. They will meet up later on down the line. 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage is at the 47-yard line. Cam Williams in motion. Cam Williams makes the catch, dives forward for a good chunk of yardage on the first down play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 2nd and 5. Ball at the 48-yard line of Loveland. Under 2 minutes left to play here in the 4th. Williams again in motion. And this time, number 3, Kyle Cook, able to hang on to the pass, pick up the first down and move the chains.
And run out of bounds. Stop the clock. It's exactly what the Warriors need to do here is they need to stop the clock as much as they can without using up that last timeout. Stay on the outside of the field. Get towards the out of bounds.
Loveland brings the pressure, all kinds of time. Over the middle, Cook's got it again. Cook's got another first down. Taken out of bounds at about the 29-yard line. 90 seconds remaining here in our 4th quarter.
The Warriors are moving. Great read here by Luke Failer, and he just tosses it over to Kyle, and he runs towards the out-of-bounds area.
We were talking all night long, partner, about the offensive line. That play right there showed it.
Yep. The crowd is on their feet here.
Failer, all kinds of time, fires near sideline, and off the fingertips of Cook. Still brings up 2nd down and 10. Ball's at the 29-yard line. 1:25 left to play.
Really good attempt there to try to come near side instead of going far side. But just, right off the fingertips of Kyle there, the senior.
3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Loveland brings the pressure, steps up to the pocket, throws to the near sideline. Cook's got it, tries to avoid a tackle. He's on his feet, and he spins into the end zone for the touchdown.
Really good play there. Look at this one again. You thought Luke was going to run, but Luke actually just tosses it over to Cody, or Kyle rather, and he just spins in for the touchdown, and he electrifies this home crowd.
We are tied at 31. Keep in mind, partner, Brady Stidham is an excellent field goal kicker, and Loveland has all 3 of their timeouts in just 1:16. What can Loveland do?
You're correct, and we saw this at the end of the 2nd quarter. They got down the field with approximately 4 seconds left. They take their first time out of the first half. They bring in Brady Stidham for a 39-yard field goal, and he kicks it up through the uprights. That score brought them within 1.
No chairs needed the rest of this game, partner.
No, we are set for a what they call a barn burner finish here in Lebanon.
Carson Forte will kick it away. 1:16 left to play in the fourth. A little squibber picked up by the Tigers at the 30-yard line, and they'll rush it out across the 35. Still on his feet. Finally gets spun down.
Surprised they didn't whistle the play dead.
Jackson Martin on the kickoff.
The officials will put the ball in play at the 35-yard line. First down, Tigers.
So Loveland will take over at the 35. First and 10 at the 35. Roberts trying to connect with number 15, Colton Endicott. So second down and 10, 1:05 left to play.
Got to start making some good plays here if you're Loveland. You got to get some movement down the field.
Roberts hands it off to his running back. He's on his feet. He's at the 50. He's still on his feet, and he's finally tripped up. An excellent run by Colton Endicott again into Warrior territory, and we're in the final minute here in the fourth quarter. Now Loveland will take their first timeout with 58.8 to play. So the Tigers burn their first. They're left with 2. Lebanon has 1 in their back pocket. And we have 58 seconds left to play.
We're right around the 36-yard line. That's approximately a 46 to 50-yard field goal from this spot right here.
Both teams will break the huddle. Important words being communicated by their coaches. Roberts gonna hand it off again. Colton Endicott bouncing off tacklers. He'll stay in play. And Loveland will burn their second timeout. So that play just took 8 seconds off the clock. Each team has 1 in their back pocket.
This is where it comes down to, do we use that final timeout or not? You're at 50.2 seconds to go in this game, or in regulation rather. And Loveland's knocking on a door, and they can win it with a field goal. As we just got a score update from the Milford Kings game from the announcers. I believe they had the wrong score.
2nd and 7. Tyler Roberts will look over to his bench. Line of scrimmage is the 33-yard line. Play clock dips under 10. Roberts drops back. They bring the pressure. Roberts is going to be taken down.
Swallowed up by the defense, and that is going to bring up third down.
Going to bring up third down and
11 or 12, rather.
Clock continuing to roll. if you're Loveland, you still have a chance to get into field goal territory. Roberts down the far sideline, over the head of the receiver. No flags. And it's 4th down and 11. 19 ticks on the clock. We'll see what Andy Cruz does. For the moment, he has the offense on the field. Clock does stop in high school after you get a first down. But Loveland would have to pick up 11 yards to get the first down.
Play clock down to 5.
Loveland forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout. So maybe that was the intended plan, was to let the play clock dwindle before they thought about what they wanted to do. So they will take their final timeout. They are out.
The Warriors still have 1 timeout remaining.
And we have 19 seconds left here in the 4th.
19.1 to be exact.
You're looking at about a 47. You're looking at about a 54-yard field goal.
That's tough, huh?
He's made a 43,
yeah.
But you're looking at 11 more yards.
That's a lot of yards right there. 11 yards in a foot, in a high schooler's foot.
So they bring out the offense.
Here we go.
Roberts fires, and the ball is intercepted and picked up by Lebanon. He's going to take it all the way to the house. Touchdown, Warriors. No flags. And after all that, the officials ruled it an incomplete pass.
Oh, wow. The Tigers just got saved by the officials. I don't know. His arm was in the forward motion. That's got to be, I mean. Resetting the clock to 13 seconds.
So after all that, an incomplete pass, a premature celebration.
And the Warriors take over on downs at the 34, 35 yard line. 36 rather, sorry.
How you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
13 seconds left to play here in Lebanon, all tied at 31. Warriors go to the ground game. And the Tigers and Warriors are destined for overtime in week 5. So after 48 minutes of exciting, thrilling football, we will head to overtime. We'll take a quick break. End of regulation. Lebanon Warriors 31, Loveland Tigers 31. Logan and I and our entire ICRC crew will take a quick break and bring you overtime right after this. You're watching ICRC-TV.
Leaves us with the next item on our agenda is item number 5, opening session.
I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. If you're out here at the parade or listening, thank you again.
Into the end zone, and that is caught by Jaden Wood.
and welcome to this edition of This is Glendale. I'm Bet Chorus.
Hey guys, this is the Unit 1 crew from Lebanon Varsity. We just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And of course, you can always go to ICRC-TV.com.
Always a great day when ICRC is involved.
Another edition of ICRC, bringing the community to you.
What are you doing in there?
I wouldn't do that. What are you doing? What are you looking for?
Ohio, Kyle Evans, Logan Dyer, Will Matthews, and our entire ICRC crew getting set for overtime. It's been a thriller tonight. All kinds of action on both ends of the field. These kids are not letting it. These kids are leaving it all out on the line. So if you're just joining us and you're new to how overtime works at the high school level, the ball spotted at the 20-yard line. You have to score. And if the other team scores, it's over. Cam Williams fumbles the ball, and it rolls out of bounds.
It saves them. So to clarify, on overtime, first team to score.
So thank you for letting me. So both teams will get a possession.
Okay.
So Lebanon will get the first possession. Loveland will have the chance to score. If Loveland does not match the score that Lebanon scores on their opening drive, the game is over.
Gotcha.
If not, we continue on into double overtime.
And I apologize for bringing overtime up.
That's all right, buddy. Aren't you glad you're here tonight for a good one?
Of course.
2nd and 11. Pressure. Rolling out to his left. All kinds of space. And he goes out of bounds inside the 15. They have to get to the 10-yard line to pick up the first down. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 8.
And if you're just now joining us, this game, we started 7-0 and then 7-7, and then after that it was all the Warriors. And then to come out of halftime, the Tigers came back and they roared back and brought this game, and they took the lead, and then the Warriors evened it up, and now here we are at 31.
Rolling out to his right, trying to find someone downfield, trying to avoid the defender. He can't. He's tripped up at the 15-yard line, so it'll bring up 4th down and 8, and they will bring on the field goal unit to try to put points up on the board. Carson Forte on for a 32-yard field goal, and it is on the way, and no good.
Missed it wide left. Wide left on that one.
So all Loveland has to do on their possession is score, and the game's over.
And they've got the best field goal kicker in the conference.
Brady Stidham has kicked a 42-yarder against Middletown and a 43-yard field goal last week against Kings. I don't think the Tigers are thinking about a field goal right now. I think they're thinking about pounding this one in for 6, stealing this week win on the road. Lebanon thinking has other ideas. They go to the ground game. Trying to turn the edge. He gains 2 on the play. 2nd and 8, maybe 3 upcoming. Play clock is still in effect. It's down to 26. There are no timeouts given to either team. Back to the ground game. Endicott turning the edge and shoving the pile forward. It's going to bring up 3rd down and short. Tigers right now will be looking at about a 27-yard field goal.
But just remember, anything can happen in these tight games when you're under pressure. It's a lot of pressure on a high school kid come in and nail a game-winning field goal.
3rd down and 4. Warriors need a stop on a missed field goal to continue this game. Endicott up through, and he has the 1st down. 1st and goal. Spot him at the 7-yard line. So Loveland inching closer to the end zone.
I believe we will win chant coming from the far side of the football field.
1st and goal, and Lebanon will burn its final timeout. So timeouts apparently carry over into overtime. So they will burn their last timeout.
We've seen a great game tonight, Kyle. Definitely been a barn burner, as I said prior to. 2 teams coming off monster wins last week. Loveland coming off the win against Kings, and Kings rather, and then the Warriors coming off the win against Little Miami.
First and goal from the 8. Bullbroker trying to turn that corner, and he's shoved backwards. It's going to bring up 2nd down and goal. So back him up 2 yards. 2nd and goal from the 10. Warriors failed to score on their first possession. Loveland has to score, or we head to double overtime. 2nd and goal.
You said it this time.
They're going to hand it off, up through the middle, and in for the game-winning touchdown.
The Tigers defeat the Warriors. Game-winning touchdown.
Colton Endicott wins it for the Loveland Tigers in overtime by the final score of 37-31. Take a look at the game-winning touchdown.
We'll do it again next Friday as the Warriors host the Turpin Spartans. Thanks for attending tonight's ECC contest. Have a safe ride home, everybody.
What a great game tonight.
I'll let you do a few shots of like a handshake, and then I'll wrap it up if you're ready. A hard-fought contest. And the Loveland Tigers come in and they win in overtime. Once again, our final score, the Loveland Tigers 38 and the Lebanon Warriors 31 in overtime. For my broadcast partner, Logan Dyer, our producer-director, Will Matthews, this is Kyle Evans saying so long from Lebanon, Ohio. You've been watching ICRC-TV.